musician Tailors, Twin Chevie.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to the Tailors Talk Podcast, live here at Grand Entertainment Studio, home of Musician Tailor, LLC. I'm your co-host, Chevy Revit, along with my co-host and co-founder, Darrell Twin Smith.
What's up, y'all?
Today's special guest is a multi-hyphenated artist, curator, host, producer, public speaker, and sync-songwriter for television and film. He has music sync placement with major networks like HBO Max, Netflix, ESPN, NBA TV, Hulu, MTV, ABC, and the Got Milk brand, just to name a few. He's one fourth member of the music sync collective Sink or Swim with London Elixir, Ogechi, and Maddie B, in which they wrote, directed, edited, and produced their own film called Sink or Swim, Diving Deeper, starring London Elixir. He's a proud member of the prestigious Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated and a community activist. He has performed and collaborated with numerous artists, and his fan favorite song, Black in America, is critically acclaimed and well received. Please help us welcome to the show, Helen, all the way from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, home of the current NBA champion, OKC Thunder, our brother, friend, ally, Mogul Mal.
Yes, sir.
Reading that, I was like, was that real? Did AI do that? Did they put all them stats together?
Man, that's your grandma introduction.
That's you know, it's
You had to roll your ear right, man.
Man, that's blessings. That's really, you know what I'm saying, for real, because we don't think about that day to day. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yes, sir.
yeah, thank you.
Man, welcome,
Man,
bro.
yeah,
welcome.
you got a lot of stuff behind your name, man. You know, we proud of you, and I know you proud of yourself, and you definitely, you know, you go out there and make a mark when you out there on that stage, when you just out and about. And like I said, it's a pleasure to have you here on Tailor Talk Podcast. And if you ain't heard yet, this is about you.
Mm.
We here to highlight you, put these lights on you.
Sir.
They bright. Hey, you know what I'm saying? We shining. I appreciate that from the bottom, from both of y'all.
Yes,
Like,
sir.
yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
So, man, you know, we see, you know, you in here rocking that OKC championship hat.
Yeah.
I know before they, you know, while they was in the playoffs, I ran into you out there at the park.
Yeah.
You said, "Hey, I'm going home."
I'm
He said, "If I ain't back, because we won."
You know what
There you
time
go.
it is. Straight up.
Right.
Nah, that's a real thing. And coming from the crib, like number one, I mean just the history of the Thunder, just from Seattle to Oklahoma City,
Yeah.
and us not having much outside of OU football. You still got the Cowboys, Stillwater, but you know Oklahoma is a football state. So to have something like this, you know, we don't take it for granted. Once in a, you know, I mean, you want to see multiple championships,
Yeah.
but you know, in the moment, it's still a once in a lifetime thing. So yeah, when that playoffs was going, and it's crazy because even at the beginning, when I was looking at the brackets or whatever, after the first round, I text some of the homies. I said, I feel like this is gonna be OKC in Indiana, like just looking at just how they was playing, and it's like, yo, if they go, I'm at the crib, like we hanging out. So yeah, that's fire.
Yeah, you called it earlier. In Indiana, yeah, that was...
Yeah, cause
Yeah.
it was the thing about it. Just looking at how the play was happening, and then different teams having injuries and just not, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's like, yo, I could see it going this route. I sent the text out to one of the homies and said, that's what I think it's gonna go.
Yeah, well, I was watching that whole basketball series, and I was sitting there like, wow. I said, you know, we know Indiana is good for basketball, but when I was sitting there, I said, oh, they healthy.
Yeah, that's
Them
it.
boys was
That's it.
healthy.
That's it. That's
Them
what I said.
boys
Them
off.
injuries.
Yeah.
I said, hey, they finna some of the teams I wanted to make it,
Yeah.
but they just had one or two players, and
That's how Boston fell out.
move them out the way.
Yep.
Move them out the way.
Yep.
And I said, so when I seen them two, I said, oh man, it's finna be the Knicks. They beat themselves.
So yeah.
They beat
That was
themselves.
crazy.
Yeah.
Again.
But man, I apologize.
What's up?
Yeah.
This about you, man.
Yeah,
We in here talking about some
Nah,
stuff.
nah.
it's
But
all
that's
good.
what.
That's
But that's one.
part of
That's
it,
one.
you know what I'm
That's
saying?
part. That's part of his
Yeah,
journey.
the crib.
Yeah,
The crib is the crib.
Yeah.
Hey, look, hey, Chevy told me. He told me
Yeah.
say he's gonna address me as champion.
Yes,
You know what I'm
sir.
saying?
That's it. That's what I said,
had to
man.
bring it. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Hey, so I was like, you know what? That sounds good. You know
Listen.
what I'm saying? I was like, I'm wearing this every day until next May
That's what
or
you
June,
do.
whenever the next when the finals are next season. So the crib is Oklahoma, man. That's my heart. So yeah, anything Oklahoma related. It's up.
Yes, sir.
So man, I didn't came through your state plenty of
man.
times. I done
Yeah.
shot up through Oklahoma City,
Mhm.
but I had a partner. He was from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
yep.
So I've been up to Tulsa a lot. I did enjoy my time visiting your state.
Yeah.
But as we talking about your state and you, how did it begin? This music journey.
Shoot, man, going way back to elementary school. It's funny. I have a picture. My mom has a picture of me. I'm like probably like 3, 4 years old with like a fake mic in my hand, And so like 5th grade or kindergarten, talent shows. I was dancing. MC Hammer, was big. So you know what I'm saying. Any other dance, too legit to quit for real. That was my first concert. Going to see Hammer. My pops took me. And so anyway, but being talent shows, choir, all of that, like early elementary school, that was it. It's always been there. And then transforming into getting into middle school, my brother, I give credit to him at all times, is that's who introduced me into hip hop. And so I have an older brother, and shout out to my brother Keenan. But I remember being in the room next door to him and hearing LL Cool J, hearing Run DMC, you know what I'm saying? Like hearing that in the early or mid '80s or whatever. And so it's just my ear to it. And actually, I remember me, him, and my mother. It's not his first project that he bought, but the first thing that I remember being at Blockbuster. Did y'all have a Blockbuster out here?
Yeah.
All right. So going. No, it wasn't Blockbuster. Before they did, it was called Sound Warehouse. It was a spot called Sound Warehouse. DJ Quick. It was his first album. And I never forget, the first record on there, Sweet Black, you know what I'm saying? And and I was looking, I'm like, that was like, I want to say that's like 88, 89, somewhere in there, 90, somewhere in there. But I'm looking at the title cover, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, shoot, my brother had this old school Grand Prix, ride around, jamming that, you know what I'm saying? And so that was like, that's my first introduction into it. And then 5th grade, Chris Cross, I was heavily influenced by Chris Cross and reciting their rhymes, doing all that, being on the playground, just spitting, doing it. That's where the MC started around there.
Okay. So in the 5th grade, as you was homing your skills, and when was the first time you wrote your first rap?
5th grade. And I can't remember.
What was it?
I don't remember. So it's crazy because, and I need to go back through some paper. But my partner Winston, we talk about it every both of our birthdays every year. 5th grade, we called ourselves Animaniacs. I was DJ Mal. Like I said, these times you DJ, we don't even know why. You know what I'm saying?
DJ or MC.
DJ or MC. But because my name, Jamal, it was DJ Mal. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it was cool, whatever. But the first time I was in the booth was 5th grade. So I have a cousin who's an artist as well, older. He goes by Nitro. Shout out to Nitro. One of Oklahoma's biggest. He was actually signed to Queen Latifah when she had the Flavor Unit.
Oh, that's what's
label.
up.
But he, my other cousin who engineered, shout out to Mario, put me in the booth. I had this record called "Don't Sweat Me," and I just remember the hook or whatever, and it was "Don't sweat me, diggity don't." Diggity don't, diggity don't, diggity don't. This is 5th grade, you know what I'm saying? So we recording on an ADAT, you know what I'm saying? But I bring that together with the whole Chris Cross thing, because with Chris Cross, Mac Daddy and Daddy Mac, the famous part on Jump is, I'm the miggity, 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 miggity Mac Daddy. I'm the miggity, 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 miggity. So that right there, we would be on a playground seeing who can do the miggity, miggity the longest. That was our thing. So I don't remember the verse, but that was the first time in the booth. So that was like 91 for me. Hold on, let me see here. My brother graduated in 93. I was in 5th grade. So 92, like 91, 92 was the first time I like recorded in the studio.
That's what's up.
Shout out to Keenan,
man.
class of 93.
Straight up.
Keenan,
you
right?
Make me,
Okay.
you made me feel bad. I graduated in 92.
Oh man, hey, that's still a good year too. You know
Good
what
year,
I'm saying?
man.
For real, for real.
92.
The 90s, I believe the 90s was the best era,
Yeah.
man.
No, it really was.
88 to like 95.
It was some
man,
dope music.
Man.
Yeah, it was.
Some super dope music.
And what's so crazy, just thinking about it, man, like, man, the access. I went to performing arts school, and so shout out to Classen. But it was a studio right across the street from our school. Rest in peace, Spider. He was an engineer, producer, big in Oklahoma City. But hooked up with some of my middle school friends. This is just crazy. We recorded in 7th grade. You know what I'm saying? It was they called themselves. I was like a add-on feature, but the group was called 7 Configurations. They were inspired by Wu-Tang. You know what I'm saying? So you got
That's
this
hard.
big collective
Legend.
group. You know what I'm saying? And we just be like rhyming. You know, like rhyming.
Yeah.
And so when we think about the 90s, like I said, I'm in 7th grade. This is like 94, 95 at this time. You know what I'm saying? Like
man, debuffing on.
like you say,
Yeah.
you in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was the start.
What year you said again?
That was like so recording 92. Like I was gonna say like 92 because I was 5th grade. Then 94, 95 was when I was in the 7th grade.
Okay, so that was So you were gonna get to that.
Yeah.
Oklahoma City bombing.
Yeah.
It was around
Remember
that
95,
time.
April
95, yeah.
April
I remember
19th.
they kind of shut us down.
Yeah.
We was in Kansas at the time.
Yeah.
I was at Fort Hood.
Yeah.
Then my homeboy that was from Tulsa.
Yeah.
He was trying to get home when all that stuff went down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember like it was yesterday.
That's why I wanted to hear where you was at.
Middle school, 7th grade, gym class happened first thing in the morning. We talk about this all the time because my school is like 3-4 miles from where it happened, right? So check it out. So it was like 9 in the morning. I remember so my school block classes, so 4 classes, an hour and a half each, right? So first period for us during that time was gym. And we in gym class. And I remember we running down playing basketball, running for a layup, and then the whole school just starts shaking. Just shaking. We scared in a mug, like, what is going on? So we take off running, like, we don't know, the building is shaking. So the gym teacher tells us to come outside or whatever, and we can see all the smoke. Like, just, so at the time, they think it's a gas leak or a gas explosion or whatever. And so, probably about 10, 15 minutes later, shout out to my principal, Miss Henderson. We have a tight relationship. She was very integral in the civil rights back in Oklahoma City as well, but she was our principal. She got on the intercom and basically gave us the information what happened. And what's so important about her is that, mind you, with my school, this is the first year that we opened. So it was a performing arts school. So you have kids coming from all over the city together, right? So this is her first experience, Black woman, having to deal with 6th through 10th graders. And you have a lot of these kids who parents worked in that area. So she shut down class. We all came into the cafeteria. They turned the news on. She told us to call parents, whoever needed to be picked up or anything like that. We sat there, and I just remember, folks crying. It was just an emotional moment, and we didn't have to go back to class or anything, but she gave us that space and day just to be with each other and having to navigate through that, first year of school with all these children. And we had friends who had like a daycare was a part of that got blowed up too. So I knew people who lost family members and that. So it was very tragic. And like I said, to find out schools 8, 9, 10 miles away, they felt the explosion too. But our school had 3 floors. So I think folks had their windows open. I was hearing like stuff was flying out the window. We was on the bottom level, of course, in the gym. But yeah, man, that's crazy because we're literally about 4 or 5 miles away from it. So,
because one of the I don't know, I'm asking because I know Oklahoma and everything. The guy Timothy McVeigh, he was stationed at Fort Riley. I was at. So he had just like kind of got kicked out of the army or whatever, and then went to go do that. So that's why I say it all the time. That's like, wow, that's crazy, man.
So even for y'all, like, and being, military, like, what was when that happened? What did
Yeah, they just put it on alert.
alert? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we all got to put on alert. And but they say when they scratch the server, they like, so my unit. They say my unit here,
Mm-hmm.
his unit was like two units down, cause he was in a can't remember what kind of unit he was, like an ordnance unit, something like that.
EOD.
No, he's an engineer unit.
Okay.
Engineer unit. So he knew about the explosives and stuff like that. So yeah.
That's man. This
Because
yeah.
they did use C4 because when they do the MIG lit, like so the engineer units back in the days, they used to clear minefields for us. So they had this one vehicle they called a MIG lit.
Okay.
It'd shoot a C4 charge across the battlefield, and then you got the button up in there detonate.
That's why, yeah, man. That's like I said, and you know what's so crazy? Like we, even talking about it right here and just thinking about it, us being so young, seventh graders and sixth and eighth, ninth, like to have to experience that, so young is we hadn't experienced anything like that. I don't even know if anything in the United States.
That's and I'm glad you like the first person that like I done heard it from,
Mm-hmm.
that lived there, was a part of it, because it's like that's like the first 9/11, and then that's why I always tell people like me and Twin know like you don't have to go to war to have PTSD and trauma and all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the first, kind of like the first one. You know what I'm saying? Well, they did a bombing on the towers. I mean, like 9/11.
You talking about the Sears Tower?
No,
well,
not the Sears Tower. The World Trade Center. They did it before, but they weren't really successful. But the Oklahoma City bombing was the most traumatic one. Catastrophic.
Yeah.
You know what
man.
I'm saying?
I mean, it's like I say, it's just wild to think about. You know what I mean? Like it's like I said. I mean, I don't even think we knew. That's why I say shout out to our principal, because, like I said, we're so young. You don't even understand the magnitude of what's happening, right? You know what I'm saying? But I know one of the biggest things for me, and I think this still carries over today, is like when you hear that there was a daycare. That was a part. You know what I'm saying? That just is like it's just
children should never be involved.
Man, you know what I mean?
Should never be involved in somebody else's foolishness.
Yeah, and just random people. You know what I'm saying? I had a aunt that worked near downtown, and she just happened to be off that day. So then you think about the folks who just either took off or wasn't there, compared to the ones who were there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot.
That's why they say when you like in traffic and you getting delayed and
stuff,
you don't know why you're getting delayed.
Right. Sometimes you got to just take that and just be like, thank you, thank you, God. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, April 19th.
So man, that was crazy. So, but man, I don't know what to say.
I'm sorry, man.
You got me thinking about
so
this.
I shiver, man. So you from Oklahoma, me and Twin, we done been to that. That's a long ass state, by the way. Like, and a bunch of tolls.
Yeah.
So they told me up on them toll fees, man.
For sure.
So I've been to Lawton, which is Fort Sill. Got a couple people out there. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
Then I went to Oklahoma City. Definitely. Now we passed through Tulsa one time, but I wanted to stop when we was on a time schedule.
Yeah.
So tell me about Tulsa, Greenwood, and all that, man.
So what's so crazy about Tulsa? So being from the city, like any other place, you got cities where, this city beef with this city or anything like that, you know what I'm saying? And so and it still might be a little tension, but I think, people patch stuff up. But back then, like Oklahoma City didn't fool with Tulsa, Tulsa didn't fool with the city. So going to Tulsa, saying you from the city or vice versa, you would really just kind of, but for me, I was always intrigued by just the blackness of Tulsa, right? So here's the thing, and y'all know from the record, I know we'll get into Black in America. I've always been, I was the kid who did the Martin Luther King speeches. I was a kid who went to see Malcolm X, read the book in 5th, 6th grade. Like, that was me. When it came to doing history projects, I did the Black Panthers. I was on that type of time, like young.
I was on that
like
type
it,
of time.
Man.
Like so,
you on that type of time, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's always so. So what happened was, by the time I got to be like a junior in high school, we have Oklahoma history, and man, it's crazy. During that time, the Oklahoma history in the history books, it was maybe like a page and a half about the Tulsa Race Massacre, right? And about Black Wall Street. So it intrigued me to want to learn more. So in my brain, I was always thinking that Tulsa I thought for whatever reason, like I said, I'm just young and having not been going there, Tulsa seemed like a bigger city than Oklahoma City. Just a thought. And this is just a young person's thought
Yeah.
because I didn't know much about it. I hadn't been there. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So when it came to me choosing colleges, I had an interest in going to Tulsa. I was like, I don't want to go too far from the crib. I wanted to leave the state, but my pops had just passed. So it was like, where can I go to still be kind of close to the crib, but you know what I'm saying, but far enough away. And Tulsa had piqued my interest or whatever. And Black Wall Street, understanding that, learning about that like heightened my interest. And then I was in a band, and my band director knew the band director at the University of Tulsa. So I was like, okay, all these pieces is falling together. Let's see what it do. So I went up there to visit, and I chose to go to TU or whatever. So while being there, studied more, took African American studies as a minor, and learning about just the the irony in it is that going to this campus. Now, mind you, I'm one of the first in my family to go to college, and so I didn't know much about the school. In my brain, once again, I'm thinking Tulsa is like this is where the black folks is at. This is where it's at. This is the University of Tulsa. Wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it wasn't it? It's a private university,
University.
Presbyterian. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? What was dope though, we have a wet campus. So they
Okay.
served alcohol. Yeah, we
Okay.
kicked it.
Yeah.
But I say all that to say is that when I was talking to a lot of the students there, they didn't know anything about the Tulsa Race Massacre. So I put all that together to say, mind you, going back to what I originally said, in high school, the Oklahoma history books had like a page and a half in it. You know what I'm saying? You get to college, a lot of these folks, unless they went to Booker T, because Booker T funnels the kids and you get scholarships or whatever. So the students that went to Booker T, they knew about Greenwood, they knew about Black Wall Street and all that, but anybody else, a lot of them didn't know. So they kept a lot of that information away from us. You know what I'm saying? Being there in Oklahoma, crazy,
Yeah.
right? So I want to say like between 99 and 2001 is when we first start hearing the uproar about reparations or whatever. And so I was a part of our black student government. And so during that time, what we made our purpose to do is to continue to inform people about the Tulsa Race Massacre. We had guests come to the school to speak about it, folks who talked about it. I ended up my junior year interning at the Greenwood Cultural Center.
Wow.
So I got to be there firsthand. And it's just important. I think we have to know that history because what it showed me and still prevalent today is that there's a highway that separates the north from the south. You know what I'm saying? So the north side of town is like the black side of town, the south side is everybody else, right? And this stems from the Tulsa Race Massacre, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because what they did after they blew up the city is put railroads and highways through the city to separate it or
Dividing,
whatever,
yeah.
right? You know what I'm saying? And you can still feel that to this day. And so, I was inspired to learn more, to go up there and like, the dollar didn't leave the community.
Yeah,
When you read about it and learn about it. And so, yeah, man, it's a lot of history there. So, like that was important for me to be a part of and learn. But like I say, they didn't teach us that. Like a page and a half in Oklahoma history, like just skim through the importance of it. So it's like you had to go get it and find out yourself. And so yeah, man, I wish like I have friends that are from Tulsa and they have family that was involved. So we talk about it and they give me more information. But yeah, that's something that, we all need to be embracing. The Gap Band is from there. You know, you know what I mean?
Drop
And
the bomb
bomb on
on
me.
me.
So that's what it is. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
So yeah,
they
like
literally rode
literally,
planes and dropped bombs on me
literally,
and
like,
destroyed a whole section of the city,
and
man.
you can still feel it to
It's
this.
crazy.
You still feel it to this day. And so,
Man.
I went down there for the centennial back in 21, and that's like I said, right around the time I dropped Black in America. And like I said, man, the energy it's sad that reparations hasn't been given to at least to the families
Right.
of
Yeah.
those, right? That were affected by that because that's history.
Because
You know,
it's a woman that's still alive that
I think
survived
she's
that.
like 100 and something.
Like
Yeah, I can.
102, 103.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's like
like
the
the
last
last minute.
survivor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last survivor.
Um, yeah, it's sad that a lot of our history is hidden and they trying to erase it. And the things that I see you do, you definitely, and now I see why, because you big on history. So I kept on, I'm like, I listen to the music and I'm like, I said, man, Mo, is he a history teacher?
Man,
So-
go ahead.
So now I see.
Yeah.
So it's something I'm learning. You
Yeah,
teaching me
yeah.
today, and so and it's a pleasure that how deep you go into understanding and going to see and trying to make sure a lot of the history stay alive. And I definitely appreciate you for that.
Man, word.
And cause I can hear it in your music, but I'm sitting here like, how am I don't know that?
Yeah.
But now I see.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and I'm glad you do, because it's, to me, they need more songwriters and artists like yourself, because a lot of things, because like I said, growing up in the 90s, the 80s, 90s, we seen that upliftment.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just seemed like, somebody said we finna make some money. And then it started dumbing us down.
You know what's interesting too, and I forget about a lot of this stuff. In high school, like I said, shout out to teacher Miss Brown. So with the school, it was predominantly white school, right? But it was city kids, right? So probably 8 to 10% minorities, right? So with our one of the teachers, we would have a multicultural program, right? So from freshman year to senior year, me and my boys, we rapped. So now, like when you say this, I'm thinking like, man, where did this come from? But it was like we was writing history raps, you know what I'm saying? But I never considered myself. Geography and history wasn't strong subjects for me. It was boring, but I know why it was boring, because we wasn't getting a lot of Black history. So when I got to the University of Tulsa, I made it became very at the top of me getting that information, because once again, here I am surrounded in this environment at a PWI. So it was like I yearned more for it. So going to go study, going to go read the books, trying to understand why are things the way they are. It's like why is this? Why does this feel this way? Why is this? So then once that really got me to going. But yeah, we was doing this. We was doing this like freshman, sophomore, and I need to get video footage of that too. I need to holler at my teacher about that. Cause yeah, like that's just wild. You got me going back like, hey, like what, yeah.
So you in high school, were you like a homecoming king or something
Yeah,
like that?
so that was in college, which was crazy.
College, okay.
That was well, no, which
because
was
your grades had to be crazy.
yeah, it was I'm geeked out.
Yeah.
So I was valedictorian in high school.
See,
I was our class
come on,
president.
man, don't leave
I
that
was
out, bro.
class president, and I was involved in probably every math club. I was in band. I was a section leader for band, or co-section leader, play percussion. And then in college, like I said, which was amazing about this, and I didn't think about this until 4 years ago. Shout out to my boy Jay. He had hit me. I became the homecoming king. I was the vice president of our Black student government, which is called ABC. But I was the first Black homecoming king, like non-athlete. And so one of my boys, I didn't think about. I didn't think. I just do. We just do. So one of my boys, Jay, hit me up, and he was like, "Man, he's like, you don't know what that did, and how I looked at that and viewed that." And he was like, "Man, you was like the first." He was like, "That's major." It wasn't a thing for me, because I didn't think of, you know what I'm saying? I'm not. I just do. There's no agenda like, oh, I need to do this to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's just genuine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so when he said it, made me say, I was like, oh, that's fire. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, I should probably say, you know what I'm saying? Like say something about that. That's important. And to have that at a PWI. So that means white folk fool with me too. You know what I'm saying? Like they had to.
That's
It
what
was
I'm saying.
so yeah, that's a huge account. And to be a non-athlete. Like I think that's the other thing. So yeah, I'm geeked out. I graduated with 3.8. And so,
That's
but
good,
yeah,
man.
nah, education is important.
I
So
think I ever seen a 3.
that may be elementary school or something. No, man, early. Come
Barely
on,
made it, bro.
come on,
I'm here to
shit.
tell you, bro. Bro, barely made it.
But you made it.
Made it,
You
though.
made it.
Yeah.
Hey, you made
That's
it.
all
You
that
made it.
counts.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, but yeah, that's what that was. In all the organizations, like
Dope.
that's been important. And I think, like I said, just being inspired. I think by being because my middle school before I went to the performing arts school class, went to all black everything. You know what I'm saying? Like so, I think I understood early too about being the only one in the room and how people perceive you. Like they always put uh athletes and entertainment on us, right? You know, and so it's like cool. We're great at that, but we're also smart as well. You know, so it was like now I want them to see all the sides. You know what I'm saying? Then I would do wild stuff like in college. I still like wear my do rag and I'm still sagging. I'm still doing I'm still doing all the things.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
I'm still out here. You know, like I said, but it was important to still sit at the front of the class because I know they looking at me like, oh, he got this do rag on. I remember one teacher asked me, he was like, "What sport do you play?" Like that's like straight like that. I had students ask me, "How'd you get into this school?" Like thinking that I was an athlete, and I just I just would laugh at it because it's like, dang, that's how I understand. That's how you see me. That's how you. That's how you see me. You don't see education or anything like that. It's like either you are an athlete or you're a musician or something like you're an entertainer. It's like we can be all.
Yeah, they don't understand is we are a lot of scholars.
Yeah.
We scholars and that they try to look at us like we're less than. And when 9 out of 10 we smarter than everybody in that building.
Yeah.
They say they didn't go to Africa to get enslaved. They brought back scientists, masons, philosophers, scholars, and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Even Banner, Banner was a SGA president.
See?
Yeah, so, but he
say
say the same thing what you just say.
Yeah.
He'd be like wearing do-rags and sag and all that.
Yeah.
But still going to the highest levels of the program in those schools. So
yeah, man. Yeah. And I made it a point too, even to my athlete homies, was like, hey, like, because I had great relationships with the football players and basketball team. And I tell them it's like, yo, like, they using you, so you got to use them too. Like, understand, because like they would sit at the back of the class and all that, and I'd be like, yo, they looking at me like, they were a little confused, like thinking I'm like kissing up or something. It's like, nah, we just playing the game different. And it's like, understand, it's like, hey, if you show this attention, you got to prove them wrong, because they already have a preconceived thought and you're playing into it. It's like, nah, you can show them that it's okay to be cool and smart and be an athlete. Like, it's okay. Use them, use the tutors, use all of that. You know what I'm saying? You getting free education out here. I'm ticked off because y'all 100% scholar. I'm on a piece of a scholarship. Y'all got all, you know what I'm saying? I learned right there. Look, I will say this, but the beauty of having athlete homies though, I tell you this, I ain't never pay for no books after my first semester. I was like, heck nah, I'm kicking it with them. They get the free books. Oh, let me get that. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to use it? Let me get that. You know what I'm saying? We can help each other out. Like that's it.
Man,
I ain't paying for
Water
nothing.
system.
Yeah, like let's get this. Let's get
with
this
your
crack.
homework, homie? I got you.
I wasn't going that far.
Okay,
no. I would help. Like we can study together. I ain't doing no work for you. You still
tutoring.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We can study together. We can do, but I'm not doing. Nah, I was like, we're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? I had a couple of homies try to ask me like, nah, bro, you can do this. You just don't want to. I ain't one of them. You know what I'm saying?
But man, as you know, your journey from the performance art, the college, as you still doing music, in college, how did you transition from Oklahoma to Atlanta?
So Atlanta had been on my radar since I was in 5th grade. Boys in the Hood, Trey and Brandy coming out here for Morehouse Spelman. Like I seen that coming across the screen. It was like, huh. And then once again, those studies, Atlanta. So as we get into Black history, Civil Rights Movement, that was like, I want to go to a city where Black people are. Like I knew that forever. Like I said,
Right.
since 5th grade.
Mhm.
So I was inspired by Master P on this independent journey of music. And so, like I said, the stuff what happened with my pops passing, that kept me there. But from college, it was always like, soon as I'm done, I'm out. Like, soon as I get the opportunity. So luckily, I had a close friend, Angie, who's my producer at the time as well. Shout out Sizzle. She had moved out here, I want to say like '01, '02 type of time. And so she always told me, she was like, yo, whenever you want to come, pull up, you know. And it just so happened, man, this is how God works. I was when I was interning at Greenwood, there's a lady who actually lives in Atlanta now, publicist. Shout out to Crystal Jordan. She is from Oklahoma and Tulsa, and she moved out here in like '04. Right? She's a publicist still to this day, and we grew. I was interning under her. She had this program called Women of Tomorrow at the Greenwood. So a part of my internship of just working in there, I would drive the kids. I drive her kids, bus them around or whatever. And so these two women, Angie and Crystal, they both said the same things like, "Yo, you come to Atlanta, we got you. Pull up, whatever." And so I was working in radio. Was working for a Clear Channel at the time. I interned there in college as well. Got put on, and like I said, Atlanta still. I was coming out here for music conferences, doing the summits. Like I was still coming out here in the summer or anytime they would have something. And I remember '05. It was like right around between January 1st and January 5th. I remember they start cutting my hours at the radio station, and I was like, "Oh, that's a sign. It's time to go." I was like, I'm out. Like I got to figure it out." I made the call, hit my homegirl Angie up, and I was like, "Hey," I was like, "It's looking bad out here." I was like, "I think it's about that time." She was like, "Perfect." She was like, gave me the rundown of the situation. I called moms. Like I got off the phone, called my mom. Shout out to my moms, because I told her, I was like, "Hey, I'm moving to Atlanta." She asked me two questions. She said, "Do you have somewhere to stay? And when are you plan? When do you want to go?" And I told her. She didn't quit. She said, "Do you have a job?" I said, "I figured the job thing out." I thought I was gonna do the radio thing. That's a whole nother story. You learned a lot of stuff. I was humbled real quick coming out here, but that was it. Like I said, I think about it all the time because I was like 22, 23 years old at the time. Packed up my Mazda. My brother rode with me. My auntie and my mama followed us. I came out here. I moved out here March 1st, 2005. Was out. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was always. I just needed the opportunity and the time to come, and that was it. So, and that was a major transition. You know, that's when life happened.
Hey, but you
Second
jumped
phase.
out on
All
in
the way,
faith.
faith.
Yeah. And
That's
came
it.
out here and look what you're doing now.
Yeah, it's taking a minute. We ain't stopping.
And see, and I'm glad you said that it took a minute
Oh.
because a lot of folks think it's just a overnight thing. It's when you believed in yourself and you put in the work and you never stopped.
Right.
And I'm glad you said that because a lot of these youngsters got to understand that.
Yeah, this is I challenge everyone, especially coming from you gotta think coming from a small city, right? You know what I'm saying? I've always had big city dreams, but coming from a small city, you come out to a big city, like you understand it's a wide ocean out here. And I'm a true homeboy, so I got trust issues. I don't do new people often, you know what I'm saying? Like so even and I'm not a person that's go click up with just any and everybody. So, my whole I was trying to get my boys to come out here. Everything I do is the crib, you know what I'm saying? Like home. So learning even coming out here with the few people that I knew, I hit the ground running and I did the things, but just the adjustment. I learned quick, like, yo, Atlanta's real cliquish. You know what I'm saying? I mean, respectfully though, right? Like, so I had to learn quick, like, if you in the music, most cats that I've met that was in their mid 20s in the music game, they clicked up either through the neighborhood or through college. Their team was already built. You know, you know what I'm saying? And they've been at it for some years. So it's like I'm coming in rookie season. Like trying to figure it out. Like who's who. You know what I'm saying? What's happening? Understanding that even like I was saying about the radio, I was working in radio back in Oklahoma. I had a show on Sundays, and then I get out here, and then I had to start back interning. You know what I'm saying? Like now with the 18, I'm 23 years old at this point, thinking I just came from, you know what I'm saying? Like, so when I say humbled real quick, man, it happened quick. Like, you know what I'm saying? And God rest his soul, Tony Barack. I had worked with him when I first came out here on a music conference, and I never forget. You know, I'm running down my so how you say like I should shout out my credentials and all that. Man, let me tell you. So I'm like, like, look. So I'm telling him, man, I worked in radio. I've done this, done that. You know what I'm saying? He said, I don't give a damn about none of that. It's like none of that mean nothing. Now you talking about? Are you talking about spirit drop?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm thinking because what I was intentional about as an artist is that I've always wanted to understand the business side of stuff too. That's why I say inspired by Master P. So going to school was me to get that business knowledge. My major was music business in school. So I even in my search for that, they didn't have a lot of that. They have more of these things now, but you gotta think early 2000, late 90s, we didn't have that. We didn't have that. So I was like, I know I can rap. Like rapping and being an MC, that's easy to me, right? Like I was like, but I don't want to just be just an artist. Like I want to understand the business because I understood that like I just wanted people to be done right. You know what I'm saying? And I love this thing so much. And it's like, nah, I feel like I have the integrity that I put my people. Like it was never about me being in front. It was like I've always been with a group. So because of that, it was like, all right, well, who go get our business right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so that was my whole thing of schooling and all that. So when he said that to me, that like crushed me. I'm like, damn, what did I do this for? Like, I should have moved out here 5 years ago. Or should have, you know, am I on the right path? What am I doing? So, like I said, it was, so when you asked me about that transition, I ain't gonna lie, I was in a fog. I was doing and dropping mixtapes and doing all that, but man, it took me, I'll be very transparent. Up until the last 7, 8 years is when I like found my music tribe. So it took a while for me. And some of it just me being in my own way. Like just like I said, not fooling with a lot of people, you know, but like it's different out here. You know? So yeah.
We all get humble when we get out here.
When I got out
Very
here, I would say Chevy laid the path for me when I came out here. I felt it was easy because it was like he opened the doors because I was overseas.
Yeah.
He said, "Cuz, it's our time." So when I got here, the door was already open, and then I was like, and I know he gonna always say that every time we doing something, you trying to go to school.
What he doing right now? Huh? That's
I ain't gonna say. I ain't bring it up. I ain't gonna bring it up.
Because when I got here,
he went to school.
But I just what I said.
But it's all
for the
bit.
Yeah.
When he was like, we go on places and stuff, and I just said, "Hey, cuz, I need to go back to school."
Yeah.
And then I was like, he said, "Cuz you already know how to do this stuff." I said, "I know, but I'm starting to see how folks was moving."
Yeah.
Then I said, "Cuz, I gotta go back to school."
Yeah.
And he said, "All right." So I went back to school.
Yeah.
Billy Madison.
But you similar to me. Like you like to be taught though too, or you like to do self taught. Like is it is it school?
A lot of stuff was already self taught or somebody else taught me.
Yeah.
But it wasn't school taught. So then
the structure.
Go to school to get the credentials.
The credentials. You know.
So he used to the military.
Yeah.
I ain't Paul, I raw dog this shit.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
See
I'm
that?
gonna go out and figure this out, man. Cause that's what I did as in the military.
Yeah.
We the same way we are in the military.
Yeah.
I was a scout. My job was to go out early,
Yeah.
sneak a peek, find information, do all this.
Yeah.
Go through the trenches, hide all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Get the information, bring it back. His job come in and with that tank right there behind you, and tear shit up, right?
Yeah.
So it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, it's structure. And I know he's probably like, all right, he likes structure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
me,
me.
I'm like, all right, I'm just go ahead and figure it
And
airborne.
just
Go
He's
go
jumping out
figure it
the
out.
plane.
You know what I'm saying? but it's necessary because I can go out and do all this, but I still have to
The
bring it
tactic,
back
yeah.
so he can, you know, organize it and
Man,
you know,
that's
have it structured.
And that's a beautiful thing to have and recognize that. So you got to think of a person who's out here that don't have that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and trying to figure it out. So that has, I say I have pieces of both of y'all that I can do. You know what I'm saying? But either you get overwhelmed by one or just
right.
know
Yeah.
what that is. So for you to be able to walk through that door, him opening for you, that's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? And you just having the ability to come out here and network and move it and do it like that's just that's the spirit that you have. You know what I'm saying? That I've always felt that's just a dope to have that combo. So y'all never take each other for granted and having that, cause that ain't a everybody don't get that.
Cause I had to go on
You
the
know,
road, like he had
got-
supported me. Like, cuz I gotta go on this too. I gotta go here, go here.
Yeah.
He like, I'm good, I'll be here. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Be
Nah,
here when
that's
you
fi-
get
that's-
back type shit. You know what I'm
that's-
saying?
yeah, that's fire.
He hold it down, he hold down the fort. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it's about. Cause like I said, man, I mean, shout out to my brand Mackie and T, like,
Okay.
and shout out to my boys back at the crib. Like they held me down so long, even at the crib, cause I travel back and forth, throwing barbecues, doing all the community stuff and all of that. And so, like I said, it's like having that energy. You got to understand too, out here, the type of music that I make and create. That ain't like I come out here when So Icy dropped. Gucci, you know what I'm saying? Like
early
so,
trap here.
so yeah, like it's you know, like so pulling up to the open mics and rapping. I remember being at an open mic and dude was like, "Yo, your lyrics is fire," but they like if y'all listen to him, he's saying something, but ain't listening. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta make them dance. They got a bop.
You gotta move. So
Atlanta.
it was like I said, it's like and I wasn't. It's like I can write that, but it has to be authentic to me. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like so that was the thing. It's like, man, I'm not a strip club person. Like so I'm not gonna give you that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I wasn't. You
Hands
know,
on your knees.
you know what I'm saying? You find your different you find your different pockets, and that's the thing. It's like that's the beauty in collabs and all that. It's like I can give you a verse, I can give you these things, but if we start talking about project and all of that, and it's like you know, and at the time I didn't understand a lot. I didn't understand. I tell you, one of the coldest things though is like as an MC. You know, and like I said, I pride myself off of freestyling off the top of the dome. Like that's the thing. So to have writers or to write that was always like, nah, we ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember some people would ask me, would you write a verse for me? Nah, like why am I you know, like, but once again, ignorant. And I know like I'm young, I'm in my way, I'm an MC. What we talking about? Right.
I feel
Like,
you.
like what we talking about? Like I didn't know that at 22, 23. Got advice from my uncle who's a realtor. Shout out to Uncle Leroy. This is like 09, 2010. He was like, Molly, you should like consider like writing for folks. I took that as a slap in the face. Like, what you think I ain't?
And see, and see, that's where somebody should really just say, "Hey, look here.
This is what
I'm
it
not
is."
saying you can't rap and you're not among the best, but here's the thing:
This
we need you to go get this
money.
money.
I did, and that. So when I
That's how
say y'all,
Jay-Z started.
so when I say y'all two have me, once again, like I told you, I came out here on my own, reading books, doing all, you know what I'm saying, reading. I done read Kevin Lyles. I'm reading Russell Simmons. I'm doing How to Start Your Record. I got Donald Passman's, but I'm just reading for it. So I'm not still nobody is saying like with your skill, you should do this. You know what I'm saying? You may not be the pop out person or anything like that. So it's like, yeah, like I didn't have that information. I'm sharing that with folks. And it's like, yo, like look at these other routes. That's what I talk to students about when I go back home. It's like, yo, it's so many different ways to get it.
in.
Yeah, it's so many different ways. So I slap myself from time to time to that. But it was about being, like I say, it's like, nah, catch these bars. It's me. You feel me? Like
So man, so like, man, with me listening to your story, you had. Let me show what ways you had. You was a percussionist. Why you ain't never get into production?
Mm-hmm. All right.
You're a songwriter. You're an artist. You know, you had 3 avenues that you could get in. So let me show you and this is what I did. I sat back and said, okay, we recording all these songs, we making these beats, enjoying it. Don't get me wrong, because you know we was southern up.
Yeah.
I mean, when I'm talking about the clique was South.
Yeah.
The South, that was everybody. So as we were sitting there, it was money. Was it money? It was not money.
Robert T. Money.
Who said it to me? Yeah, it was money. Money was like, man, money really the one that was saying, man, we need to start recording. And then that's when, and he from Jackson, Mississippi. So that what made, I said, okay, recording, that's something else I can do. So then that's when I started learning how to record before I went to school.
Yeah.
So making beats, I tell folks I would never go to school to make beats
yeah.
because it's just in you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, a lot of these kids spend all this money to go
Yeah.
down here to
Full
Full
Sail,
Sail and SAE to try
Yeah.
to learn how to make beats. If it's not in you, it's just not in you.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I know you said it, and like I said, man, you doing good now. Don't beat yourself
Yeah.
up and say, you know, a lot of us, we do get in our way, a lot. But the one thing I was always say, okay, look, if this, especially when you said Master P inspired you, and a lot of folks, trust me, them same books you got, I bought them. I never seen none of them. I said, man, where's they hiding this information at? So you sitting there, when the internet, man, I'm in there Googling and I'm on every web browser trying to find this information. And then one time when I came here, I said, that's when I really, because I got to go back to school.
Yeah.
Because it's not on the internet. It's not in them books.
Yeah.
It's in that classroom.
Yeah.
And so the music entertainment class I took, that's where I learned a lot. And I felt my instructor was a whole pimp in the game.
Yeah.
he was from Florida. He said, man, you know, I finessed the school to get this job.
Yes. Hey, man, let me so look, so Twin Man was so crazy. So I'm blessed. I always will shout out to the University of Tulsa because here's the deal, is that they had just started this program called Arts Management, right? So me and my one of my best friends from high school, middle school, high school, we both chose it. There was 5 of us in this program. Here's the deal, though. So how it was set up is that you pick a track, music, theater, or visual arts. And then you get a minor in business, but it was geared towards nonprofit, right? So mind you, this is a PWI. I'm looking at the time at all the HBCUs and stuff. I'm still not seeing nothing where I would have had to be a band major. I was over band. Like, I come from a school where it was our life. It was like, yo, I just want to rap and do music and learn this business, right? So I couldn't find any programs at any of the HBCUs. And so when I went to visit Tulsa, too, this was another determining factor. I remember the dean then, and we're still cool to this day. I said, man, I'm into music. Hip hop and R&B is my passion. He said, Jamal, he said, I can't help you in that. He said, but if you come here, we will fund anything that you want to do. You can create your own path to go figure it out. So I did that. So that's how I went to Russell Simmons conference in Houston. I was coming out telling, they paid for my stay, paid for my flights. The way I got to do the intern at the radio station, I got to kind of just carve my own little path out. But mind you, what I never did really get was nobody I still needed to be taught. You know, I still needed to be like, you know what I'm saying? So it's
mentorship.
Like, I'm going to go get information, you know what I'm saying, and be a part of the thing. So I'm grateful in that. But as a schoolboy and needing that extra, hey, move this like this, or look at this way, or look at this way, I ain't had that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was a whole bunch of figuring it out, figuring it out.
And I think what you said earlier too, man, is like you said you should have came here 5 years earlier, because a lot of things, me moving here, it's, I mean, to me it seemed, like I said, Chevy opened the door.
Oh yeah.
And when I'm talking about, when I went to SAE, also I built those relationships.
Yeah.
So then it started opening other doors. So as those doors are opening, and like I said, man, I felt you had 2 people here that was already here before you. Them the ones, the female that was producing for you. Because I know the publicist, she the one that sat on the Sink and Swim stage, the Q&A.
No. That's another great friend of mine. But Crystal is like super in the know. She's actually Chili's publicist.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you should have been doing commercials for Chili's.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, you know, like I said, hindsight.
TLC, right?
Yeah. Hindsight 2020. I think, like I said, I just think in the time of everybody getting their feet wet and trying to crawl their way out and still just kind of understanding the hip hop network, right? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like really, that's more of the thing because even my homegirl Angie, who's producer, like she was plugged in with certain industry folks and artists and things like that. But I still fall back on the sword is Atlanta's clicked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so it's like if I say at least then if me being in my way and being too smart for my own good, like sometimes people don't want to know because my question sometimes with folks is always what's up with the publishing or the right because back to that business thing, like
Yeah.
I'm always asking questions and some people don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta be dumb at times. You know what I'm
But
saying?
the
Stay
reason
it
why
out.
they don't like it because they want you to be dumb,
Yeah.
and then try to take
Take
advantage
advantage.
of
Yeah.
it. Because I seen that.
Yeah.
Damn, Atlanta.
Because
Yeah.
I'm sitting there like, because and even this the crazy thing. One of my teachers at SAE said that, and I was like, why? He said, don't go in the studios talking about split sheets. I said, why? I said, it's business. I said, why would I leave business on a table and walk out, then come back, and then your name is nowhere to be on this paperwork?
Yeah.
I said, make that make sense to me.
Yeah.
And then he said, well, that's just it. They gonna kick you out. Then I
Kill
said,
the
well,
vibe. Kill the vibe.
but how the vibe is killed when the session
This
is over?
and then yeah.
I could never understand that.
So I had to learn that too, right? It's cause it does rub people the wrong way, right? So it's a way you do it. It's a tactical way you do it. You know what I'm saying? All right, yeah, you get in there, this, but before you leave, you know what I'm saying? Just make sure everything is taken care of before you leave. Because if you go there, of course, everybody trying to listen to music vibe, and you be like, yeah, by the way, man, let's talk about this first, and then it kind of like kill the creative. It can make it uncomfortable, but make sure it handled before you leave.
Before you leave.
But I see it the other way.
I tell you I'm gonna tell you why. Cause I've been to a lot of the writing sessions with a couple artists, right?
Yeah.
And I seen it on like the Atlantic side or whatever, and they have a person that come in soon as the song done, and everybody sign it, bam, and then they get back to work. They pull it next beat.
Yeah.
So it's done in real time. You know what I'm saying? So it don't kill anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and it get handled in a certain way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if you go in like and then nobody know you, and then you trying to like.
I remember I got it, and I know I blew off. I remember 3 times. Once again, I take full responsibility of being in my way. I remember I got a call from an important person, and at this time, that's when I go back and think on this, I'll be like, "Ooh, boy, you was just too arrogant." Whatever. It's 2012 hit me. It's like, "Hey, I got this video game. I just need you to write this, that, and the third." So I start asking. I was like, "Well, what's going on with the publishing? Because I got questions. There's nobody to represent me, so I need to know what it. I'm my manager. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and so the conversation just kind of, oh man, don't worry about it then. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, I should have just did it. Just do it. Like this is what I say. I have this motto is you can F me, but you can't rape me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so you go get F'd in a few situations.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I had to you got to give a little bit to get back. You know what I'm saying? But I was always asking those questions. But there's, like I said, it's like I'm learning this stuff. I learned that early, especially about publishing. I learned that in a senior year in high school. I remember another time I was at an open mic performing, and the Brat was there. And I remember afterwards, there was some other guys, I can't remember their name, but they was like, you as an artist, it was like, we don't know what we can do with that, but we got some other rappers. If you can come in and do some writing, like your pen is cold. And I'm still, like I said, this is like 2012. I'm like, that's weird to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, once again, I didn't know. Like I said, if it was somebody be like, yo, it's money in that, it's this, that, and the third, like, yo, take this as an opportunity. I was like, nah, you go try to use me up and send me on. So it was like, and I'm like, I don't know these cats. I'm not clicking it. Like I said, I take full responsibility for that. But that's figuring it, just trying to figure it out. Like, it was crazy. Like,
I ain't mean cut.
No,
I'm sorry.
Say what you was gonna say.
No, because it was I was in a session. Sean Paul from Young Bloods.
Yeah.
He had did a verse.
Yeah.
He came in And this is what he said. Hey, put a split sheet set. They said, we need some split sheets. Then he said, why y'all go get them split sheets? He went in there, did his verse, came out. They had everything for him. They signed it, and he walked out.
I think that's also the power of your presence of who you are, right? You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's it. That's another thing. Like what I'm blessed with now is to have certain relationships with artists to where the business is understood, right? You know what I'm saying? So, and I think like that's a beautiful thing to have too. And what's so crazy is that I be hearing a lot of the issues really come more from the hip hop community than when we get into pop and all of that. You know what I'm saying? But it goes back to niggas trying to get over on folks.
And
you know what I'm saying? And
like how you said, I done got messed over.
Yeah.
Plenty of times because of thinking they gonna do right.
Do right, yeah.
And then it was like, it's some songs out there when I was in Texas that I ain't get no credit whatsoever. And I told him, I said, I just want my credit. That's all I asked.
Yeah.
And didn't get it. Then when I ran into the cat years later, talking about, what's up, twin?
Yeah.
I looked at him, I said, nothing. Yeah. He said, man, that wasn't me. I said, but that was your cousin. I said, that was your cousin record label. They were from Virginia.
Yeah.
And I said, that was your cousin. I said, that's your folks. So if that's your folks and you say you ain't had nothing to do with it, I said, you had something to do with it.
Yeah.
So he was like, nah, man, twin, ain't nobody, I can't record like I did with you. I said, man, I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Representation is important. Having somebody there to like handle that, like, even with working with Maddie, like, it's like, hey, you got to go try to take care of that. And she's firm on her, you know what I'm saying? And I respect that.
Yeah.
Back in the days, me, like I said, we all done been bent over over the rail, pause, whatever. You know what I'm saying? There's somebody in Germany right now eating off me right now. Shout out to, who it is, you know what I'm saying?
Get it right.
But that's the part of it. But it's changing now. These the fact that these conversations are being had now it keeps everybody on the A game. Like, I wonder what I'm finna walk into. They're gonna ask for split sheet. Are they gonna handle their business?
Business, right? Yeah. Not, man. One of my group in high school, we called ourselves the Intellects. And one of our first deals that we came across, and this is why I love my cousin so much, Nitro, is I was a senior. I never forget. They was paying for our photo shoot. They was paying for our studio time. They was like, hey, we want to record. And they was like, and we'll take your publishing and this, that, and the third. Once again, I'm the geek of the group. So I'm reading through. So I hit my cousin. I was like, yo, and they paying for our studio. Like I said, we paying for our studio time. They talking about doing a road trip, this, that, and the third. And it was like, but they was talking about this publishing. He was like, don't do it. And I was like, huh? He was like, don't ever 100%. Don't do that. So I had to go tell the homies, you know what I'm saying? They looking at me like, but this is sweet, So explain. So that was another thing. It's like, I got to go learn this business to protect the home. You know what I'm saying? This is happening our senior year in high school. You know what I'm saying? Like, so from that point on, even if I didn't understand it all, I'm still asking questions. And that didn't fare well at all time coming out here by yourself.
But the crazy,
I'm asking, like, so what's up? What am I? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, but
you have to, so Atlanta is different, man. A lot of places, people want to know what you done did already before they start breaking it off.
Yeah, for sure.
The Sean Paul thing, rightfully so.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
Walk in there, you already established. You're like, let's get straight to the business. Y'all know what I'm about.
But nobody don't know who you are. And then you're trying to throw your weight around. It's like,
I just had questions.
It's a way you could do it. Ask the question, but it's a way. You ain't saying you got to kiss the ass and that, but it's a tactical way to do it. Like, okay, so how we doing this? You know, or say it in a slang way. What's up with the bid, bro? You know what I'm saying? Where it's calm, where you go in there with the lawyer talk.
You know what I'm saying? Bring the whole mood
hey,
down.
man, we're gonna stop. We're gonna do this tomorrow, man.
Get him out. Session over. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, look. Let me
bring him back here, Sean.
Hey, hold. Let me throw this out there. I write for any of y'all, right? I ain't tripping. I ain't tripping no more. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm good. I'm open. I'm open. You know what I'm saying? But
that's how Jay-Z started. Like, a lot of people, I didn't realize it, but he was writing. He said it made like $97,000 before he even before anybody would even sign him.
Yeah.
And that brother trying to feel like, well, how you get all this money?
Yeah.
He was writing all them songs. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
Nobody
man,
knew.
as an MC, man, you like, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's different in this day because the more information out there.
Yeah.
But in the '90s, early 2000s,
Yeah,
cats
everybody
wasn't
was-
trying to.
yeah.
I know MC. Nah, we ain't doing. You know what I'm saying? You might write for one of your artists or write for a woman artist or something like that back in those times. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I think what's his name is so cold. Jermaine Dupri so cold because he was doing all that writing for Criss Cross and stuff back. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know. I didn't. And once again, I'm their age at the time, or a little younger than them. So y'all fly to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm in here writing. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody writing for me.
Jump.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what we talking about? You know what I'm saying? Then to find out years later, it's like Jermaine Dupri, like, I wrote those. I'm like, I mean, like I say, it's like the light bulb go off. Like, yo, like I'm like,
He a purist.
So man, let me show you me growing up, picking up CDs and tapes.
Yeah.
Me and Chevy tell you, we looking at them
Credits. Yeah.
He's like, oh, what's
That's
Collar wrote this? Okay, what's Collar wrote this? So it was a lot of writers. Some of the biggest hip hop artists we like got ghost writers.
Yeah.
So, but before it really came out, everybody thought everybody wrote their own rhymes.
Yeah.
And so, and trust me, man, I feel you. You know, you took pride in that. Hey, I wrote this. I wrote this for me.
And I don't need nobody writing for me.
Oh, man,
I wrote this for me.
It's mine, Sean.
So, man, trust me, man, I feel you on that because you take pride in your work. Because it's like, when you sit there, like, I'm not a writer. But if I was a writer, you know, you took your time out and crafted those words and say, hey, man, I got something to say.
Man, I got this. But like I say, it's cool now, but like, so.
I'm Jamal.
So, hey, man, come on, man. You ain't, man, like, oh, man. I mean, even in college, it was, man, I just couldn't, I didn't understand it. It didn't make sense to me. And so I think that's the other thing, like, far as engineers and producers reading credits, I think you all do that. I don't know that artists do, or I just say on the hip hop side. Like, I think we do now. Like, we looking at the cover to see the features and all that, but the details and all that, it's like, because it wasn't even the thought of, I mean, I think I started learning about ghostwriters. I mean, I would say probably mid 2000s, but that's when MCs start calling folks out for having ghostwriters. You know what I'm saying? Like, so then, like I said, even as I was like, man, I would ghostwrite. Like, I would, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, yo, that's kind of fire. Like once learning that the money is in the writing. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, then Twin.
I used to go in there looking for where they sample that from.
I
said, oh, they sample that. Oh, James Brown. Oh, man, this. Oh, what?
Let me tell you about him.
Yeah.
He was Shazam before Shazam.
Oh, okay.
No, serious business, bro.
Yeah.
He was Shazam before Shazam. God be like, you play something. I was like, man, it sound like, I was like, who is that here? Oh, man, that Marvin Gaye. Let's get it on sample. But that's just the last part of it. You know, he knew all that.
So I used to look for they sample. So when I look at it, when I see what record they sample that from, I'm going to go get it.
You go get it? Yeah, record,
Because they sampled that one song. But then, you know, like, you can pull about 10 samples off of one song.
Crazy.
And then you like, okay, because me and John Woo, we'll sit like back in the day, me and him just go through records. He might sample the beginning or the end or in the middle. I might say, oh, I like how the end sound.
Yeah.
Chop that end up and make a beat off there.
For sure.
So
that's fine.
That's how I used to always look at them credits.
Yeah.
And then like, okay, who wrote this? I said, okay, they were. I said, that ain't his real name.
Man, yeah.
So that's how I met a lot of people here in
Okay.
Atlanta. Like shout out to Quan Prater. Like you see his name on all the like I gotta find out who that is. And I just go target people like that. Who it is? Who it is? Who it is? And like, okay, these are the people who helped make this person. So I need to know them first.
See, that's
you know what I'm saying?
Man, that's so dope. I mean, but to be a part of all of that is dope. It just shows you everybody's space and what you're into and how you go about your research and your studies in that. Like, I'm always inspired and intrigued by that. Like, I love hearing when DJs are talking, you know what I'm saying, producers, because that's another level of like purist of what you do. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's how you That's how you get the information. What I used to do is I used to get Double XL, the source. You know what I'm doing? Billboard. I'm reading the charts.
Yeah.
So and I would write them down. I still got the notebooks. I write down the top 20 or top 25. So then I'm gonna go pick these beats to go freestyle over or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that was my studies or whatever, and even just understanding just MCing, you know what I'm saying? Just all of that. So seeing everybody's work or their tactic and doing that, that's just fire to me. Like I said, it gets me hyped.
Well, I was gonna transition
Yeah,
a little bit.
yeah.
So, how did you run into the not Coco Life,
Yeah,
to,
yeah.
the amazing group that you're
Man.
part of, 1/4 of Sink or Swim?
Yep. So shout out to London does it all.
Right.
Shout out to
Sing
London
Queen.
Alexa. Yeah. We was at the A3C music festival, music conference. I was in line with one of my boys. Well, he was on his way, my boy B Green, shout out Green. And London was in front, and I was letting her know. I was like, hey, my boy is coming. Don't think he's just randomly cutting. Like, hold it down for us. And so her and I just start talking. And she told me she was a producer. And like I said, I was like, oh, I bet. And then we just hit it off. And we go into the event. We was over in Little 5 Point. And I just kind of chilled out. And I told her, I was like, yo, I'm going to check your beats out. And then I'll get with you or whatever. And so that night, like I said, we seen each other a couple of more times. Hey, what's up? You know what I'm saying? And then like I was listening at the time. I start going through, because if I tell producers that I'm gonna listen to they beats, that's what I'm gonna do, you know. And so when I started listening, I took another couple of days. I was like, oh,
She fire.
yeah, like she's a like my type of
Good
producer
producer.
that makes a variety of music and sounds. Like I said, I love music. You know what I'm saying? I was like, dope. You know what I'm saying? So from there, we just grew a relationship, you know what I'm saying, and just start building. Actually, the first record, it took 4 years before we even did a record together. You know what I'm saying? Like, because what I told her, I was like, and I was going through job transitions and all this, and I was like, yo, until I can pay you, like, I don't want anything from you. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
That's
but
real.
if I have connections or if I can put you here or there, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, if I'm going to this place, this conference, or this, if I got an extra ticket or anything like that, just because, like I said, I felt her spirit. We just was growing a relationship, you know, and so that's how I met London. And then after that, I remember coming home. I was flying back in town, and she was like, "Ma, I got this record, and I have this artist. She's a songwriter named Maddie. I think you need to meet her. I want to get y'all on the song together." And so I was like, "All right, cool, whatever." You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, and so for me, I'm one of those like I like to be in the studio with artists. I don't like all that send me, but I do it. If you send me something, you know what I'm saying. But
You like
chemistry,
us, like old school.
yeah, it's old school.
Yeah,
It's like, Kim, let's get in there.
You
And
want
get
to
it.
know what
What's up? What's happening? And so get into I get there. I mean, I'm coming straight in from out of town, and I'm like, all right, we set this date up, and I get there, and I meet Maddie, and man, I don't know if it was the hook or whatever it was. I was like, oh, she cold. I was like, and the energy. I was like, oh. I was like, this is easy. Like I was like, oh, this is what we run it. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like, so from there we knocked out a couple, took a couple days or whatever. And so that was that. So around the same time, because this is right after COVID, this is London, like she likes to throw these little game nights or whatever. And then she Ogechi was there, you know what I'm saying? And we met, and at that time, like I said, it was just, hey, what's up type of deal. You know, like I said, nothing much after that. I don't even think I had heard any OG's music at the time, but it was just like, all right, she cool or whatever. So then fast forward a couple of years, like I said, London and I still growing and tight and all that. And so London had hit me about Sink or Swim. She just texted me and was like, Sink or Swim, don't forget this. And I was like, okay, bet. And so then like she hit me back, because this was right when Kanye dropped his documentary at the movie theaters. And she hit me, she's like, Mal, I want to do a documentary. I want to do it. And I was like, okay. I was like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, you know what I mean? And so at that point, start the plan, and she was, Maddie and I was already good and golden, but she just started formulating it, right?
Mhm.
And so then I think we was all together at Stein. Shout out to Stein and the Skinny. And then get to talking, and that's when OG says like we was like looking for a video editor or whatever. We're just randomly talking, and OG is like, I do video. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh wow, like so then that was just kind of like the start of it, and then us just being together. I think we like 4 years in at this point. You know what I mean? Like I think London and our relationship is like 7, 8 years. But yeah, so back to what I was saying earlier in the conversation of like finally finding people who match your music energy and drive and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And so that's like I said, shout out to London. But me and Matt, when we got in that, I don't know how Maddie feel about it. You know what I'm saying? But because I'm one of those like I'm very particular. I gotta be easy on this, but like like I said, you don't know everybody's skill
Yeah.
when you hop in. You know what I'm saying with them, and sometimes like the reason why that's important. You know how y'all meet folks. It's like, oh yeah, we need to link up and do a record together. And sometimes, what I'm saying, as an MC, sometimes it's like, why? Like, let's be, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing? Like, who is this elevating? Is this a together thing? Like, well, at least that's my. Sometimes it's just like, why? And I trust London as a producer. That's why I love her because she will produce. And that's why I always like to let people know there's a difference between beat makers and producers. You know what I'm saying? I love to be produced. Tell me to re-record. Tell me to change this inflection. Whatever the case, say this better. Catch me. Don't just be like, oh, that's good. You did good. And so trusting her ear, trusting that, stepping in there, and Maddie, I was like, I heard a voice, and I was like, oh, this is for me. I was like, oh, I need this. This is the piece. You know what I'm saying? So then it challenged me. I was like, I hope that I can achieve. You know what I'm saying? The same level that she's bringing. You know what I'm saying? It's like I want to match that. Like I don't want somebody to be like, oh, he the weak link or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not cool. Like I mean, everybody have their moment on record, but I'm saying like that initial, it was like, yo, like. Yeah, and I was like, all right, bet. I was like, yeah, that's fire. So, yeah, that's how that came about. And we've been rocking since. So, shout out to Maddie B. That's my
Shout out to
dog.
Maddie B,
Yes,
London Elixir, and Ogechi. Sink or Swim. Make sure y'all check out that movie, Sink or Swim, Diving Deeper.
Yes,
It's out now.
Yes.
All platforms.
All platforms. Yeah, and the soundtrack. That's
the soundtrack.
The soundtrack. Yeah, like I say, we got
soundtrack fire.
We got. That's I mean, London produced. She works with everybody well. And,
she do.
Yeah.
Just like how you met her. Let me show you how I met London.
Yeah.
Me and her was judges at a talent show. We just clicked.
Yeah.
That's just how I was.
See? So hold on, wait. So is this after Maddie or before Maddie?
This before Maddie.
That's crazy.
I met London first.
Oh, got you.
And then Chevy introduced me to Maddie.
through Twan. That's why it's 6 degrees separation, whatever they call that. It's crazy.
Yeah. Dang, that's
Maddie was sitting. It was a chair right there.
Yeah.
Maddie was sitting there. I had invited. We had like a little what we had
networking mixer.
Little event. London, and they came in, and then I didn't know they knew each other.
Got you.
So I said, Maddie. I ain't hear Maddie sing at first, so she was over there just humming and singing. I said, "Oh, little songbird."
Yeah.
And then when London them came in, I said, "Oh, we got Alfred and Simpson in the house." And so then, it was crazy.
That's fire.
Wow.
That's
wow.
That's man. That's fire. Like that's really dope. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. Like that lets you know it's all supposed to.
Then
it's all supposed to.
Then I met you through London, and I met a Gaethje through London.
Yeah. And that's I mean, and then let me see here. And so then I think actually even one of my first time coming down here was with Stein. Dang.
No, you came with London.
I came with London?
Yeah, I met you at Stein.
Yeah. I did come with London, but then me and Stein came back for another time. I wish I remember the artist that you was working with. Golly, Maddie. You remember? Oh, okay. Well, we ain't
I
gonna,
thought
we
it
ain't
was
gonna
your
talk
first
about it.
time here.
Nah,
Be
you
honest
thought
with
this was my first time here?
I thought it was your
No,
first
no,
time.
no.
here.
Him and Stein came over
Okay,
here.
yeah.
Because I did some writing for artists. God dang it! Well, I had to go through my files.
Where the
And
split sheet at?
no, yeah, I don't think that. So I think Maddie was doing the main, and I was just
Imagine.
helping throw some. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I don't know if anything ever came of
Gotcha.
it. Whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Was
But
Tahoe over here?
Probably was doing that era.
I feel like that's who
The female, she
female
was
art-
tall.
yeah, that's
That
what-
Tahoe.
yeah.
That was Tahoe.
Tahoe
So-
404.
But yeah.
That's dope.
So yeah, nah, it's full circle.
No,
and-
it's for most
yeah.
definitely, man. Yeah,
And-
it's the tribe, it's community, man. That's what we try. You have to like city like Atlanta. You got to
Yeah.
build your own tribe and community,
Yeah.
and that's what me and Twin kind of been striving for.
Yeah, nah, you
know
got
what
it.
I'm saying? Trying to just not trying to be in charge, but we want to make sure we get a call like, hey, oh, we need this. Oh yeah, I know. He dope writer. Call
Yeah.
them all. We need a female singer.
Yeah.
Call Maddie, whatever. Producer. So yeah, that's
Nah,
what we've been trying to build. Actually, we've been trying to do that everywhere we've
Go-
been in
yeah,
the military.
Yeah,
But this place has really opened up and allowed us to do that.
yeah, nah, man. Like I said, man, I can't say it enough. I appreciate and shout out you because y'all just super dope energy and folks. And he get this all the time. I was like, is that yo Gotti? Like, Gotti in the building? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Man,
like,
oh,
that's
wow.
like Gotti in the building. Like, you know what I'm saying? But
Good, somebody did call me that one time.
Yeah.
I was in Texas. They like, hey, got your cousin.
No,
You in a picture with Gotti?
Yeah.
But the thing
Use it when necessary.
the thing that I appreciate though, for real is like sometimes we need energy, you know what I'm saying, from folks. And not only just positive energy, but like real energy, like true. So I always feel like if you hear a record or something, like I know it's genuine, I know you gonna keep it real, and it's like it's I know that you respect the talent, you know what I'm saying? And so we can be in dark places at time to be like questioning. It says like, man, can you do this? Or am I good enough at this or whatever? Or at least I go through that. I just speak for me. So to hear that and have that support, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that. And I know like I look at it like this, it's like I look at it still as like, yo, Maddie shares y'all with her. You know what I'm saying? Like
No,
for
she do.
real, like she don't have to. You know what I'm saying? I mean, y'all grown men, you do what you
Yeah.
want to do.
We
You know what I'm
support
saying?
whatever Maddie support.
So,
you know
yeah,
what I
like
mean?
so that's
If she got good judgment, if she say this, sometimes I have to stand
so
back.
about, yeah, you have to see it through.
Got to see it, walk it in slow. Like, go ahead, man.
Yeah. I'll be over here.
I know they're your people.
I
but
said, yeah. You sure those your people?
I don't have that out of
That ain't my
here.
type of carrying on
Yeah,
over there.
you know what I'm saying? No,
But
but
yeah,
she
nah.
got very good judgment. So
Yeah.
it's good that we are continuing
Yeah.
the journey together. You know
Nah,
what I'm saying?
it's dope. And then like even when we like to do a record is easy when the energy is there, right?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And so when you can just bounce off of each other, and truth be told, which is so funny is that up until I know a lot of people don't know this, and y'all hear it later or whatever, but Ogechi, Maddie, and I, we hadn't recorded as a group together until just this past winter. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like because there's a belief and an understanding of you do things of when it's right. You don't have to force
Time.
things or anything like that. We together. You know what I'm saying? So it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like
No egos. It was just like it's gonna
yeah,
happen when it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like that's just how it goes. So that feels good. You know, that's fire. So I get excited anytime we get a chance to do something. You know what I'm saying? So
I only have two more questions.
Yep.
I know it's twins, but what was your line name?
complete with a K. Yep.
Complete with a K.
Complete.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, what's
Ace
the meaning
Uno.
behind it?
Complete.
It's complete. Okay.
Yeah.
There it is.
So I'm
Yeah,
asking,
yeah.
let me ask. So,
Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated.
Yo to the bros.
so as a Kappa, what is y'all who y'all little sisters?
Nah, we don't have no sisters. We
So what them
we-
gamma rolls to y'all?
I mean, we in the same, we in the
Really,
same, we in the same state. You know what I'm
Really,
saying?
man,
We in the same.
they'll call us something else. Really
Nah,
back
nah,
in,
nah, nah.
cuz.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
gotta reel him in, cuz that
Hey,
divine
you know how
nine.
when fellas, you know how fellas don't like when they meet the dude and the girl is like, that's my big brother. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
what kind of big brother? You know?
Nah, I'm
what
just
kind of DNA big brother?
Right, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to reel him in. I'm trying to.
Nah, the only
I'll
What kind
let me
of
put my light up. Man. I gotta put my light up on this one. Man.
But no. So the thing is you know, it's alphas and AKs, and they link the deltas with the Qs, and then and then of course Zeta Phi Beta and Phi Beta Sigma, and then like I said, there's a connection between the SG rows and the Noops, but like far as like official, nah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the official brothers and sisters, the Zetas and
Yeah.
the Sigmas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody else just say, they got it. Come on.
You know that.
Okay.
Yeah. But as
I'm
I
gonna
say,
leave that alone.
We the Noops. We the Noops.
I already know.
But my last question, brother, is top 5 MCs. Here or gone?
Here or gone. Top 5. Let's see here. That's always fun for me. Top 5 MCs. Eminem, Wayne, Eminem, Wayne. Oof. All right, this is where we
Crossroad.
this is where we go. Oh, K Dot, Kendrick, Luda. No. Sorry, Lupe.
Lupe Fiasco.
Yeah, MC. Yeah. If we talking
He
MC,
is dope.
That's
dope.
that's
the first one for me.
So where am I at? Where did I say? I say, and this is in no order. So that's what I was.
Eminem,
that's what I'm saying.
Wayne,
Eminem, Wayne.
Dot.
Yep.
You got
Lupe.
one more.
If I go, man. I mean, I do it. I do it respectfully, Jay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So there's a world where there was a moment where I would say Ye was in my you know what I'm saying, like those ones, because and it depends on how you look at it, and what my skill is, but yeah, so I say my top 5 is that's it, and then there's about 3 or 4 more that can interchange, like I'm a Jada, Buster, so I like that, and where else would I go with it? No, I'm gonna keep it right there. I keep it right there. So
I would be interested, like Midwest, how they.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even call it Midwest, you call you technically.
So and that's the beauty is being in the so like, because even when we get to favorites and things like that, like most influential for me, like I said, is always gonna be Wayne. Is always gonna be when I grew up. Like I said, I always say I grew up with Wayne.
Okay,
so I was Hot Boy Wayne. I got I'm right there when Wayne didn't cuss. So I got to see
BG.
everything. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like No Limit, Cash Money right there. But when we think of influence, it's always gonna be LL for me, LL and Snoop. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like Snoop is my, like, you know, that's the 1, 2, 3 into the 4. Like that's
Mississippian too.
That's easy. So when I look at certain things, and Busta was my first actual CD that I bought. You know what I'm saying? So Final Disaster, that was the first time I bought
that was
CD.
a dope album.
And Scenario, I remember him popping out on
New School.
Scenario.
No, that was on
Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah, but he started off Leaders of
New School. Yeah. So going back, but
Sob like Story. Dungeon Dragon.
yeah, for real. So that right there. But yeah, like M, like I said, you can't deny the white boy. So you know, like I said, I'm just saying. Hey, I'm saying, cause he be getting, like that's.
But you know why I respect him? Because he always paid homage to hip hop.
Yeah,
like he'll say, like, I know y'all probably give me 1-1, but Hey, trust me, I'm a visitor here. You say that. You
Yep.
definitely say that.
Yep.
So,
Like
yeah.
he give it up. You know what I'm saying? But when we
Yeah.
get the tactical rap, and all that. But yeah, like I said, and Lupe, I just got to see him in Chicago. Lupe is one of them ones. I think
Yeah, he
Kick
dope,
push,
dope.
kick push.
yeah, yeah. So
That was a dope album too.
yeah,
Nah,
food and liquor.
yeah.
Yeah, I like I said, that's the other thing. I'll be like, man, what moved me? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Yeah.
what?
So I'm glad you said
Yeah,
that.
Uh-oh.
Listen to that album and going to Black in America.
yeah.
That's I kept on saying where I'm hearing.
And
I'm hearing now. I see.
Lupe is
Yeah.
so saying. I mean, if you get into like this is why I love so much about Ye is that Ye gave hope. He gave backpack rap like that. Like we had the comments. We had like for me, Nas was over my head as a kid. Like I said, and so what people don't understand being in the Midwest. So back to that though, it's like when we think about East Coast, West Coast, you like picking where it's at, right? You know what I'm saying? Like so that's why I say Snoop, 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 Ice Cube, like NWA, like that's where my DJ Quick. That's where then I kick it down to Ghetto Boys. You know what I'm saying? UGK. And so like Outkast is my favorite duo, the greatest. You know what I'm saying out there. But when we look at when we uh when we look at all of this, I get the joy of getting all of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I can pick my stuff is gonna be all over the place. But back to Ye, it was that during that time, like I said, Ye dropped '03, and once again we getting into when T.I. and Luda was going crazy. Like Luda's a big help for Backpack too, in a sense, right? You know what I'm saying? But Kanye gives you the Lupe. He heightens up Common. Common been around, but we listening at with a different ear at that point. You know what I'm saying? At that point in time, and so like I said, that was an inspiration to say, oh man, somebody like me can, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, in a time where it's like if you're labeled conscious rap is like nobody wants to hear that. But Kanye really kind of made it cool. 'Cause he made it what's the word I'm looking for? Create an appetite. You can handle it because the beats. It's the beats. It's production. You know what I'm saying? Because and if you look at it, even for Jay, and shout out to No ID and all of them, but like what he even did for Jay's raps. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we talk about it enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
he
is a
signed the
game
Rock.
changer.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
game
Like,
changer, bro.
like I think we got to really study and look at that. It's like going back to that Watch the Throne album, and all of that. It's like like so, and then like I say, it's like when we think of, and I know I'm off on a different tangent, but when we think of albums, we ain't seen nobody drop 5 albums like that either. So we got College Dropout, we got Late Registration, we got Graduation, we got 808s and Heartbreaks, we got My Beautiful Twisted Dark Fantasy. 5 album run. Name an artist.
And killing it with the fashion, with
Like
the shoes.
like name
Everything.
name a 5 album. People have sophomore slumps. Who got 5?
I'm glad you actually said. Do you think Ye? Like I said, no, I don't want to say that. Yeah, that's gonna be kind of crazy. Do you think Ye surpassed Jay?
Surpassed in what?
Like in just I know Jay is Jay.
Jay is Jay.
Jay
Jay
is
Jay because
I'm talking about for culturally, like.
Oh yeah, I mean,
no,
not culturally. Okay.
Not to me.
No,
I
want to know y'all opinion.
So this is my thing with Kanye. Late registration, college dropout, late registration, graduation. Those are, to me, his top 3.
Right, that's fair.
808, Heartache.
What you got to say? What you got to say?
He was hurt.
And he put it on.
He was hurt. He was hurt.
That's why it's so good. That's why it's so good.
I was hurt when he dropped.
He was hurt. He was hurt. He was hurt. But I was like,
you wasn't hurt. You didn't feel the emotion.
Oh, but I did.
You didn't.
I'm pretty sure he felt.
I felt it, but it just, I like. Then
Yeah,
I think he fell off right there. But then he came back. No,
so
to
my beautiful dark twisted fantasy is a fall off to you.
Y'all forget Watch the Throne too?
No, that's the next. But that's
beautiful.
next.
Oh, okay.
That's next.
No,
Okay.
808 Heartbreak.
That's number 4. My beautiful dark twisted
No,
fantasy.
no, I said that's when he came back.
Oh, you say his fall. So you saying out of the 5 albums, the 808s is the fall off?
Yeah, that mean I ain't
Is that
like
when
it.
that around the time his mom passed?
Yeah.
Graduation was mom, because I think she passed in 08.
Okay.
So actually that
So
might have been
what- so-
808s and Heartbreaks right around that time.
That's
yeah.
what. Okay.
Yeah,
That's why.
so that's when I'm like, what's wrong with Kanye?
Yeah,
But I said his mom died.
Yeah.
He's hurt because
Amber Rose and all
that's
that.
when he was all that the auto tune.
The auto-tune, yeah.
It just
it didn't hit. I feel you. So, but here's
the lyrics was good, but the I just like,
and that's fair. That's fair. But so even to that point, who do you know that has a 3-album run like him? 3 albums.
Scarface. So you got Scarface.
Hold on. His first, second, and third album.
Scarface.
First, second, and third.
Man, everything Scarface dropped was
Man,
on
listen.
point.
So
at point, Scarface was the biggest.
no, I know.
At one time, Scarface was the biggest.
For sure. Okay, so you saying a 3-album run. That's all I'm saying.
Not as big as the Kanye, but as for us,
yeah.
South, like that's why Jay was like, hey, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We need you up here.
I'm not.
You had Mr. Scarface. After Mr. Scarface, I don't think it was
You saying
Untouchable.
Solo, right?
Yeah. So you had Mr. Scarface. That's where his Money in the Power was on there. Then I'm Dead. When he talking about that album was on point. Then after that, you had, was it Untouchable? Was it Untouchable? Untouchable when he got that whoever did the production on
that.
there.
Okay.
That thing was
The Word Is Yours.
Oh no, that was after that. No, right. You had Mr. Scarface. The world is like he was Scarface in the movie. Then Untouchable, and then Guess Who's Back?
Okay, yeah. That's the one that had the fix. The fix.
Yeah.
The fix was it. You know what I'm saying? But that got that Kanye production on there.
Yeah, and you're right. But no, you're right because if you sit here and ask me who is my top 5 producers, Kanye is there.
Yeah. Well,
Kanye is there.
And here's the thing, and I know this is a shift. It was like, because I think we all can probably agree, like, is heartbroken by his, current actions and over the last, years or whatever. But it's like his impact and that influence, you know what I'm saying, that he had. Because the reason why he means so much to me is that I never forget Russell Simmons' hip hop summit that he was doing. It was Houston 0203. And I think I probably I didn't know, once again, not being into producers, I didn't know that Kanye was responsible for Blueprint, right? So he was responsible for Blueprint, right? So mind you, Blueprint came out 9/11. So by the time we get to, I want to say it's 03, it was either 02, 03. But I'm at this conference, and they come out and say, hey, we got this new artist, Kanye West. Kanye says, hey, my debut album is called The College Dropout. He said, because this was a college thing that he was at. And he said, the title of my album is, and he's like, I'm not telling any of you all to drop out. That was my experience. He said, don't let school use you, you use school. And that hit me. So, and I hadn't even heard no songs by this guy. So that right there, I was like, I didn't go check him out. And then, so once I peeped in and I bought that CD when it first came out, and we was in there because he's speaking my language or whatever. And so that was just fire for me right there. Then you start going back in the crazy, like, oh, he been around, he been producing this. But when you start looking at his legacy and how he elevated, like I say, Common's album B, what he did with John Legend and all that, what he did. So to your point about culturally and all of that, like, we got to start looking Lupe. Like, we start looking at sound. We start looking at
fashion,
the things. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to say,
it goes
the
back,
style, like everything. And I'm gonna tell you this. When I was in the 82nd Airborne, shout out to 82nd Airborne, the only song I listened to on Jump Day is Touch the Sky.
I gotta testify. Pull up in the spot looking extra.
That's the only one. They know. That's the only one I'm playing in Green Ramp. You know what I'm saying? When I get the it's my turn. That's it. You know what I'm saying? That video with Genius, you gotta think about his whole creativity thing. You know what I'm saying? And he brought. I feel like he kind of on Watch a Throne.
Come on, we can talk about it.
Elevated Jay. I think he brought Jay back.
So look,
I think he brought Jay back.
So I went to the concert. And so I went to a couple of Jay-Z concerts in the early 2000s. I never seen Jay move around. Jay was more like the concerts I went to, like the R. Kelly joint back in the day, and a couple of times I seen him. It was, because Jay's the only artist, in my opinion, that can sit there and do this and not have to go left and right. He just controlled just the swag right there. I would slam any artist that just get up there and stay in one position. He can do that. Man, that Watch the Throne, kind of way Kanye was moving, it had Jay over here. It had Jay like he was like, oh yeah, like okay, let me show y'all like I can move around and do it too. So I think it was healthy competition with that. He knew where.
When have you seen Jay-Z had that much fun in a video?
The Otis. He was.
When have you seen him? When have you seen Jay-Z dancing and doing crazy?
Had him on another level. Like
I feel you, too.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel
We ain't trying to prove you wrong. I'm just saying.
No. Now, as y'all present
the evidence,
as y'all present the evidence, as y'all present the evidence,
I'm just saying. I know it's a hard sell because Jay and Jay, but you got to think. The people behind the scene, like the songwriters and the producers, like the artists get all the shine, but it's like you got to read them credit, like we said.
And you right. What I see, my memory made me forget some things.
No, it's all good. Mine too, but I'm only remembering because we got you bringing out a lot of solid points.
I just think about, man, that, and so that's why, like when we get to records and. When you was asking me about the top 5, I had to go and think because I have to go back in my when I was dropping mixtapes, like who was I seeking? And here's the thing: is like I gotta shout Drake out in this because during that time, that 2009 to 2012, 2013 run, but once again for me, like I never disrespect like he is him. You know what I'm saying? But once again, when we get back to that MC thing, and this is why I moved Kanye out of the MC part, you know what I'm saying? Because, once again, you find out Consequence and everybody is doing writing for him and all that. Like I said, I think he still has a pen, you know what I'm saying? But then we just get to purist MCs. It's like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are the writers. Right. These are the ones. I don't know that Lupe has ever had somebody writing for him. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if, I don't know.
I think everybody has help, but not just all the way. Hey, can you change that? Can you do this? Just small thing.
Right. So,
cause my favorite Lupe is Daydream with Jill Scott.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Man,
that's one of my ones. Clean the whole house with that one song.
So man. But I know y'all was wrapping up, man.
No, that's all good, man. Let's see what you got.
To you all.
Snap.
You know what I'm saying?
I love merch.
I got to talk noise though. You know what I'm saying? As a team, you know what I'm saying? I don't still have my Maddie B merch. Shout out to my girl Maddie B. You know what I'm saying?
That's on me.
But I got
that's on me.
The spot. You know what I'm saying?
My bad.
But
I
thank y'all.
appreciate this,
like I
man.
said, man, it's a long time coming. I appreciate y'all for having me on, and like I said, I just wanted to gift y'all that. Y'all have always been supportive and giving me positive energy and telling me when. It's like, hey, Ma, that you need to be doing this, you need to be doing that, and
I'm gonna open it up.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Because we got something on the back.
Yeah.
Bam. I see it.
Yeah, you can go to the website, mogulmal.com. You know what I'm saying? Get the plug. That's the label on the back, Mackie and T.
I love that.
But yeah, man.
Back in America.
Yeah.
Y'all go on. Listen to the song.
For sure.
Watch the video.
Watch the video.
Yeah. Which was created, and that's the other thing, man. Everything that I'm going to do is going to be team related. So shout out to OG, editing, Maddie, shooting, my girl Kristen for being what we call that producer, as far as the video producer. of it. Shout out to my man Brandon. Shout out to London for actually creating the record. And yes, Fly on the Wall. That's the other tag name for the one and only. But yeah, man, we gonna keep everything, like I said, as centered as possible with that energy. So check out the video on YouTube. It's brought by the team. And like I said, the song is on all social media outlets, you know.
Yes, sir. And man, as you talking, man, tell these folks where we can find you at.
Yeah, man, everywhere. So, like I said, check out the website, mogulmal.com, MOGULMAL.com. It's Mogul Mal on all social media, Instagram, what's that, TikTok, the Spotify if you want the music, iTunes, Apple. I think that's the same thing. Title, yeah, there we go. Yeah, we got to get everywhere. Everywhere that you can get music, look for your boy.
Yes, sir. But man, like always, it's a pleasure, brother.
Yes, sir.
Hands down.
Yes, sir.
Hands down.
I appreciate it.
Pleasure, bro.
Yes,
Y'all
sir.
already
Yes, sir.
know.
Yeah. We ain't even touched the service.
No,
So
I
much
know,
fun.
yeah, no, we
Yes,
got
sir.
part two coming.
Yeah.
If y'all win, y'all win again. And
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? You gonna bring home some hardware.
Yeah. You know, that's what I need to do.
Let's speak that into existence too.
Yeah.
Well, we
Yeah.
appreciate you being here on the Tailor Talk podcast, man. Ken folk, what else they need to do?
Hey, we need y'all to go out there, subscribe, like, and share. And thank y'all again for tuning in to Tailor Talk podcast.